Welcome back to another installment of the 48 Laws of Power. Today, we'll be breaking down Law 8, make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. This law teaches us the importance of positioning yourself as a magnet, rather than chasing after opportunities, people, or results. In a world where everyone is trying to grab attention and chase success, those who remain still waiting for others to come to them wield a unique power. When you chase after others, be it in business, relationships, or negotiations, you immediately relinquish power. The more you run towards something or someone, the more you signal that you are in need, which diminishes your value. By positioning yourself as the sought-after party, you flip the dynamic, compelling others to engage on your terms. Power flows toward those who seem self-sufficient and magnetic, not desperate or overeager. This principle of attraction isn't limited to just business or politics. It's also true in our personal lives. Consider the way individuals with an air of mystery and confidence often draw others in. They don't reveal everything at once, creating a sense of intrigue and allure. In every arena, whether you're negotiating a deal or navigating social dynamics, the ability to entice others to come to you is an essential skill for maintaining control and preserving influence. By mastering this, you can always operate from a position of strength. Making others come to you, rather than pursuing them, puts you in a position of strength. It's about crafting your environment in a way that entices others to move towards you, allowing you to set the terms and control the situation. This strategy plays on the human need to chase what seems desirable yet slightly unattainable. The key is creating a pull rather than a push. At the heart of this law is the idea of leverage. When others seek you out, they come to you because they recognize something they need or want from you. When you make others move first, you can dictate the terms of the interaction. This law isn't just about manipulating people. It's about creating conditions where others desire what you have to offer, and therefore, come to you willingly. Think about the metaphor of fishing. You don't dive into the water chasing fish, you set bait. This bait could be your influence, your skills, your unique offerings, or even your ability to solve problems. People will come when they recognize that you hold what they need, and once they are hooked, they are within your control. Example 1. Jay-Z. A prime example of this law is Jay-Z. Early in his career, rather than pursuing record labels aggressively, Jay-Z created his own company Rockefeller Records and used his entrepreneurial spirit as bait. He made it clear that he had something unique to offer, and eventually, labels like Def Jam had to come to him for partnerships. By setting the terms of his interactions, Jay-Z built his career on his own terms. Example 2. Warren Buffett. In the world of finance, Warren Buffett perfectly exemplifies this principle. Buffett never chases investments. Instead, he's known for his patience, waiting for opportunities to come to him. His investment firm, Berkshire Hathaway, creates such a strong reputation that companies now come to Buffett seeking investments and advice. His ability to make others come to him is a cornerstone of his power and success in the business world. Example 3. Muhammad Ali. Another striking example of this law is Muhammad Ali. Before his fights, Ali would often use psychological tactics to get into his opponent's head, making them come at him in a flurry of punches out of frustration. Ali then capitalized on this, using his famous rope-a-dope technique. By making his opponent come to him, Ali would wear them down and win the fight in the later rounds. His control over the fight's pacing was one of his many weapons. Example 4. Richard Branson. Let's move into the world of entrepreneurship with Richard Branson, the founder of the Virgin Group. Branson never rushes into business ventures recklessly. Instead, he often creates intrigue around his projects, making investors, media, and partners come to him. Virgin Galactic, for example, generated massive public interest and investor inquiries long before its first commercial spaceflight. Branson made sure that by the time the world was ready for space tourism, people were lining up, willing to be a part of it, rather than him having to chase them. Example 5. Cleopatra. In ancient history, Cleopatra mastered the art of making others come to her. As the Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra didn't pursue the powerful Roman generals Julius Caesar or Mark Antony. Instead, she created allure, mystique, and charm, making these powerful men seek her out. By controlling her image and making herself desirable, she could exert tremendous influence over the most powerful empire of the time. Cleopatra understood the art of using bait and never chasing. Example 6. Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, strategically position his company to make others, like IBM and hardware manufacturers, come to him. In the early days of Microsoft, rather than chasing hardware deals, Gates understood that software would become the heart of computing. By controlling the operating system market, Gates ensured that companies like IBM needed to work with Microsoft, giving him enormous leverage. Example 7. Pablo Picasso. In the art world, Pablo Picasso was known for making art dealers come to him. Instead of desperately trying to sell his work early in his career, Picasso created a reputation for himself as an innovator and unique artist. His distinct style was the bait that made art dealers and collectors come knocking at his door. By maintaining exclusivity and controlling the supply of his art, he increased his value and fame. Example 8. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela used this law during his negotiations to end apartheid in South Africa. After being imprisoned for 27 years, Mandela held firm to his ideals and refused to compromise unless the apartheid government met his terms. He became a symbol of resistance, making the government come to him for negotiations. His resilience, patience, and moral standing became the bait that ultimately led to the dismantling of apartheid. Example 9. Michael Bloomberg. In modern politics, Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City and media mogul, has often utilized this principle. Bloomberg didn't seek political office desperately. Instead, he built a vast empire and reputation for himself in the business world, making political opportunities come to him. His ability to control the terms of his involvement in both politics and business is a textbook example of Law 8. Example 10. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder of Facebook, also embodies this principle. Facebook's growth wasn't fueled by Zuckerberg chasing users or investors. Instead, he created a platform so appealing that people flocked to it. Venture capitalists lined up to invest, and users across the globe were drawn to Facebook's interface. Zuckerberg's strategy of building a product that attracted users rather than chasing them helped turn Facebook into a global phenomenon. Example 11. Coco Chanel. Gabrielle Coco Chanel revolutionized fashion by making the world come to her. She didn't chase the trends of her time. Instead, she created timeless, elegant designs that made the elite come to her. Her famous Chanel No. 5 perfume was an instant classic, and she used scarcity to make people chase her brand. Chanel controlled her image, her brand, and her audience through exclusivity and allure. Example 12. Sun Tzu and the Art of War. The ancient Chinese strategist Sun Tzu advised generals to never engage the enemy on their terms. He argued that one must always make the enemy come to you and fight on your ground. By luring enemies into traps or forcing them to move first, Sun Tzu demonstrated that making others come to you increases your odds of victory. His timeless military strategy continues to be applied in business, sports, and leadership today. Key takeaways. 1. Control the setting. When you make others come to you, you can dictate the terms of engagement. This gives you a psychological and strategic advantage. To use bait strategically, offer something of value to make others pursue you, but never give away everything at once. 3. Patience is power. The longer you wait and the more prepared you are, the more control you will have over the situation. 4. Stay in demand. Create something so valuable that others seek you out for your unique offering, whether it's skills, products, or wisdom. Thank you for watching today's in-depth exploration of Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. If you enjoyed the strategies and examples, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. In the comments, share how you've used this law in your life or career. Let's keep the conversation going. And be sure to join us for our next episode, where we'll dive into Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument.